You are exhausted. Not just tired, exhausted. The kind of tired that sleep does not fix. You wake up after 8 hours and you still feel like you never closed your eyes. Your hair is thinning, you have gained weight even though you have not changed what you eat. You feel cold when everyone around you is fine. Your brain feels foggy. You forget things, simple things, things you used to know instantly. And everyone, your doctor, your family, your friends, tells you the same thing. It is stress. Get some rest. Drink more water. Maybe try meditation. So you try, and nothing changes. Because here is the truth nobody told you. You are not tired because of stress. Your thyroid is failing you. And in most cases, nobody caught it. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what is happening inside your body right now. Why your thyroid is the most overlooked organ in modern medicine. Why millions of people are walking around with a failing thyroid and have absolutely no idea. And what the warning signs are that your doctor may have missed or dismissed at your last visit. Stay with me, because this video could be the reason everything finally starts to make sense. Let us start with what your thyroid actually does, because most people have no idea how powerful this tiny gland really is. Your thyroid is a small butterfly-shaped gland that sits right at the front of your neck. It is about the size of 2 thumbs placed side by side, but do not let the size fool you. This gland produces hormones that control the rate at which every single cell in your body functions. Your metabolism, your heart rate, your body temperature, your brain function, your digestion, your mood, your energy levels, your ability to lose or gain weight. Every cell, every organ, every system in your body depends on thyroid hormones to function at the right speed. When your thyroid is working correctly, everything hums along in balance. When it starts to slow down, everything slows down with it. And that is the problem. Because a slowing thyroid does not announce itself. It does not cause sudden pain. It does not trigger an obvious emergency. It just slowly, quietly drains the life out of you. And it does it so gradually that you adapt. You normalize the fatigue. You accept the brain fog. You tell yourself this is just aging. This is just stress. This is just how you feel now. And the thyroid keeps slowing down. Now let us talk about the scale of this problem, because it is far bigger than most people realize. An estimated 20 million Americans have some form of thyroid disease right now. Not in the future, right now. And here is the number that should stop you cold. Up to 60% of people with thyroid disease have no idea they have it. That means millions of people who are tired, foggy, gaining weight, losing hair, feeling depressed, are living every day believing their body is just failing them, when in reality, their thyroid is failing them, and it is entirely treatable. Women are 5 to 8 times more likely than men to develop thyroid problems. 1 in every 8 women will develop a thyroid disorder at some point in her lifetime. And because the symptoms overlap so heavily with stress, burnout, depression, and aging, doctors often dismiss them, patients often dismiss them, and years pass before anyone thinks to check the thyroid. So what actually goes wrong? The most common form of thyroid disease is hypothyroidism. This is when the thyroid gland does not produce enough thyroid hormone. And the most common cause of hypothyroidism in countries like the United States is a condition called Hashimoto's disease. Here is what Hashimoto's actually is, and why it is so often missed. Hashimoto's is an autoimmune condition. That means your own immune system, the system designed to protect you, turns against your thyroid. It identifies your thyroid tissue as a threat, and it slowly attacks it, day after day, month after month, year after year. Your thyroid tries to keep up. It produces whatever hormones it can while being attacked. And for a long time, it manages. Your standard blood test might still come back in the normal range. Your doctor looks at the numbers and says everything is fine, but you do not feel fine. Because the antibody attack is ongoing, the thyroid is being damaged, and eventually, it cannot compensate anymore. And that is when the symptoms that have been building quietly for years suddenly start becoming impossible to ignore. Let us go through the symptoms right now, because I want you to count how many of these apply to you. Extreme fatigue that does not improve with sleep. Your body cannot generate energy properly because thyroid hormones control how your cells produce and use energy. So you are exhausted at the cellular level. Unexplained weight gain. You are eating the same, maybe even eating less, but the weight keeps coming. Because your metabolism has slowed to a crawl, feeling cold all the time. Your hands, your feet, your body. You are always reaching for a blanket when no one else in the room needs one. Because your thyroid controls your body temperature regulation. Hair loss and brittle nails. Your hair comes out in the shower, on the pillow, in your brush, more than it ever did before. This is your body rationing energy, and hair is not a priority when thyroid hormone is low. Brain fog and poor memory. You walk into a room and forget why. You read the same sentence 3 times. You cannot concentrate for more than a few minutes. This is not age. This is your brain running on insufficient thyroid hormone. Depression and low mood. Many people with undiagnosed hypothyroidism are treated for depression for years because the symptoms are identical. Antidepressants that do not work because the problem was never in the mind. It was in the thyroid. Constipation and slow digestion. Because thyroid hormones control the speed of everything, including how fast food moves through your digestive system. Dry skin, muscle weakness, puffy face, slow heart rate, irregular menstrual cycles in women. Now tell me honestly, how many of those did you just recognize in yourself? And here's the part that makes this even more alarming. Even when people do get tested, they often get the wrong test. Most doctors order something called a TSH test. That is the standard thyroid screening test. And while a TSH test is a starting point, it is not the full picture. There are people walking around with a perfectly normal TSH result who still have a failing thyroid. Because the TSH test does not measure how much thyroid hormone is actually available to your cells. It does not test for the antibodies that indicate Hashimoto's is attacking your thyroid. It does not measure the conversion of thyroid hormone from its inactive form into the active form your body actually uses. So you go to the doctor, you say, I am exhausted, I am gaining weight, I cannot think clearly, my hair is falling out. They run a TSH, it comes back normal. They say your thyroid is fine, and they send you home. But you are not fine, and the thyroid is not fine. This is one of the most common medical situations in the country right now, and it is happening to millions of people every single year. So what do you actually need to check? A complete thyroid panel should include TSH, free T3, free T4, and thyroid antibody tests. Specifically, TPO antibodies and thyroglobulin antibodies. These tests show whether your thyroid hormone levels are truly optimal, not just technically normal. And they show whether your immune system is actively attacking your thyroid right now. You can ask for these tests. You have every right to advocate for a complete picture of your thyroid health. If your doctor dismisses you, find another doctor, because catching this early makes an enormous difference to how your body recovers. Now let us talk about what happens if this goes unchecked for years, because this is not just about fatigue and weight gain. Untreated hypothyroidism carries serious long-term consequences. Cardiovascular disease. Low thyroid hormone raises cholesterol levels and slows heart rate in ways that increase the risk of heart disease over time. Both hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism have been directly linked to increased cardiovascular mortality. Mental health deterioration. Prolonged low thyroid hormone is directly associated with depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. Infertility and pregnancy complications. Thyroid hormone is critical for reproductive health. Undiagnosed thyroid disease is one of the most overlooked causes of fertility struggles in women. And in rare but severe cases of completely untreated hypothyroidism, a life-threatening condition called myxedema coma can develop. The body essentially shuts down. This is not a condition to wait on. This is not something to monitor for another year while you try to reduce your stress and get more sleep. So here's what I want you to do right now. Write down every symptom on that list that applies to you. Take that piece of paper to your doctor and specifically ask for a full thyroid panel, not just a TSH. Ask for free T3, free T4, and thyroid antibody levels. If you are a woman, especially if you are in your 30s, 40s, or approaching perimenopause, this is even more urgent because hormonal shifts during these years can trigger or accelerate thyroid dysfunction. If you have a family member with thyroid disease, autoimmune conditions, or unexplained fatigue, your risk is higher than average. Genetics matters here. And if you have already been told your thyroid is fine, but you still feel every single symptom on this list, push back. Ask for the complete panel. Ask to see an endocrinologist. Do not accept exhaustion as your normal. You were not designed to feel this way. The fog, the fatigue, the weight, the cold hands, the hair falling out in the shower, the feeling that your body is betraying you and no one can tell you why. That is not stress. That is not aging. That is not just how life feels after your 30s. That could be your thyroid. And if it is, there is an answer. There is treatment. There is a version of you that wakes up with energy, that thinks clearly, that feels like themselves again, but only if someone looks for it. And now you know to look.